if you don't have a bigger studio, you're still able to take some really cool pictures. Because the pictures I took here, they were published in international magazines, and it's not about the space, guys. And I hope I could inspire you a little bit to create art at home, even if you have a tiny space. What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Alexa Geibel and I'm a photographer based in Germany. In today's video I would like to show to you my home studio, and I would like to show to you that even if you don't have a lot of money to invest, it's still possible to take amazing pictures even if you are on the budget. And I was actually testing now a couple of things, and here is my BFF, my best friend, and I'm just testing, you know, my light setup if I would like to do something creative. So it's like I don't have a lot of space, but I do mainly the beauty photography, and you know, for the headshot photography, it's more than enough. If I'm going to have a family of 10, of course it's not possible to take pictures here, but like with the beauty photography, even with the 2 people, it should be enough. So what do we have here? We do have the backgrounds. As you can see, they're connected to the wall, so they're like hanging there. And I do have only 3 colors because I love to use different kind of flashes, as you can see here. And I do use, for example, the flashes with the different kind of gels. And it's a cool tip for you. If you don't want to have many different backgrounds, guys, just buy yourself a gray background, a paper background, and you can always change the color of these backgrounds with using different kind of colors on your flashes. So it's like really easy peasy, nothing fancy. And here I do have my lights, and here, as you can see, I do have different kind of stuff. So I was just testing a couple of things today, like I said, and because right now I'm actually the makeup artist and the model, they're getting ready for the photo shoot, and that's why I do like, before the photo shoot, I do like to test everything myself, because today we're a little bit tight on the time, and that's why at first I'm testing everything on the mannequin, and then with the model we can just save a little bit the time, and then everything will go a little bit faster. What else do I have? I do have my camera here on the tripod, because for today I'm testing the long exposure photography with the light paint brushes. As you can see, we do have the light paint brushes there. And in the next video you're going to see what kind of cool things you're able to do with the light paint brushes. I do have here my Godox lights 80-100 Pro. And here I do have the, I don't know, different kind of a strange name. It's a cheap light. I bought it years ago, but it gets the job done. So yeah, I usually use 3 lights in my photography, and it gets the job done. So if you would like to set up the studio at home, and if you don't have a lot of money to invest, you can either buy this kind of background sets. You can also put these sets like on your ceiling, so it's going to be hanging from the top, or you can also put it on the tripods. Like, it's totally up to you. It depends how many colors you're going to use. It depends how much space you have. But here we actually, these backgrounds, they were 2.5 meters, and we had to cut them because, as you can see, we don't have so much space. But especially if you do like a portrait and beauty photography with one model, you can also buy a little bit smaller backgrounds, and they have different kind of colors, and they're really cheap, like 30-40 euro. And then you can buy these backgrounds in 1.5 meter. So it's going to be something like that. But as you can see, it's more than enough, gets the job done. And you don't need, of course, if you have a lot of money to invest, you can always buy pro photo lights. You can go a little bit crazy, but yeah, we live in Corona times, we live in different kind of challenging times, and even with the Godox lights, actually I do love Godox. For me, it's more important to have an expensive camera and expensive lenses, because light is light, guys. Like, you don't need to have, it's just my personal opinion, you don't need to have the most expensive lights on the market, because it's light. And for the camera I'm using Sony A7R4, and here's my go-to Sigma lens, Sigma Art. I love Sigma, I love Godox, and I love Sony. So it's all my lenses there from Sigma. And I'm a full-time wedding photographer, and with this lens I photograph maybe like 90% of my time. It's 24-70 millimeters, 2.8 Sigma Art, really amazing lens. But for today, for the beauty photo shoots, I'm going to use Sigma Art 105 millimeters, 2.8. because as a wedding photographer, I need to do sometimes like this kind of detailed shots to photograph the rings, you know, like really close-ups. That's why, and I'm not a huge fan of changing the lenses all the time, like, you know, that's why I try to kill 2 rabbits in 1 shot, and that's why I got myself the macro lens. But it's amazing for the beauty photography, for the portrait photography outdoors. It does make an amazing bouquet, and it's not that expensive. I believe I paid like €700. And my third lens is a little bit more wide angle lens, also from Sigma Art. It's 14-24 2.8. So my 3 go-to lenses. Let's go. I'm going to show to you my storage, because you saw I don't have so much space. That's why usually here I usually have my light pens. Here I have some of my accessories, some kind of different kind of lights which I might use for the weddings, and more storage here. So I think as a photographer it's really important to have a lot of storage, especially if you do this kind of like creative pictures, out of the box pictures. I usually need a lot of storage. And if you're wondering how do I edit my photos, because obviously there is not enough space, then follow me. Here is actually my dog chilling. It's my assistant. He's saying hi. His name is Wolfgang, so Wolfgang is saying hi. And here is my work room, workspace. So just with a big computer, with a big screen computer. And here I did my pictures. And here I have more storage, as you can see. So I do have lots of storage, but if you're like me, if you do this kind of different kind of creative pictures, you just can go, you know, you can put it wherever you want. You don't need, of course, to put everything in your studio. And now let's go back to the studio. Actually, the last thing I wanted to show to you, because today we're talking about a home studio on the budget, or just photography in general on the budget. I'm always trying to experiment and find new ways to create this kind of like different kind of pictures. And I found out, because I do have different kind of gels, what you've seen, for the flashes, but actually this kind of paper, it makes such an amazing effect. And if I would like to add a little bit colors, I just put simply a piece of paper on top of my flashes. And then the effect, because you know, if you use the paper, the effect is going to be stronger. If you just use the color gels, they're transparent, so the effect is not going to be as strong. That's why I love to use just a piece of paper, and it's, of course, it's on the budget. Actually, even a couple of times I used a piece of fabric to add this kind of effect. So I think in photography, you don't need to have the most expensive stuff. You know, I started my photography journey with a camera, I believe it was Nikon D7000, yes, it wasn't even a full frame camera. And I had 35mm lens, and I still was able to take nice pictures. I mean, maybe not amazing because it was just in the beginning of my journey, but it's not about the equipment you have, it's more about how creative you are. That's why the whole message, the whole point of the story, if you don't have a bigger studio, you're still able to take some really cool pictures. And because the pictures I took here, they were published in the international magazines, and it's not about the space, guys. And I hope I could inspire you a little bit to create art at home, even if you have a tiny space. Because even if you have the space like until here, from here, it's still enough for the headshot. You know, just as long as you can put your flash somewhere next to the wall, it's still enough. You don't need, of course, if you have the money, if you have, because, you know, having the photo studio, like for me, because I'm a full-time wedding photographer, I don't really need it. That's why I had to be creative at home. And yeah, guys, I really do hope it was inspiring for you, and I hope you will be creating art at home. And that was it for today. I wish you all a wonderful, amazing day. Stay beautiful and creative as you are, and sending you lots of love from Germany, and see you in 1 week. Bye bye.